Basically, in next year's budget, we've approved some traffic monitoring devices, license plate readers, and they'll be located throughout the county and typically in state right-of-ways. So he's getting clearance ahead of time in order to find locations for those devices.
You know, why did you guys feel the need to approve that for the budget for Angelina County?
Well, you have them in the city of Lufkin. You have some in Crown Colony, and so it is very effective in solving crimes because you can do stuff pretty much on the fly and be able to, if you have a vehicle description, maybe not the license plate, and you can look for that vehicle in that period of time very quickly and be able to locate the vehicle, and plus once you have them on the camera you can pick up their license plate number and know who the owner of the vehicle is, and it is a very useful tool in solving crime.
Okay. And I mean, TxDOT isn't really just involved with that, it's just because it's in that right of way.
Just because it's in the right of way, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that you guys have approved that, when do you think we could possibly see those going up? Or
it'll have to be next year when the funds are appropriated. So the storage facility, basically what they're asking us for is a economic development agreement on taxation, property taxes. They're going to invest $80 million to build a structure at that substation that's owned by Encore, so they can put power back onto the grid, and that's their investment into the project. The only thing we're approving is an abatement for property taxes for a percentage of the property taxes over a 10-year period, and I think what our abatement is 70%. And then after that 10-year period, that investment will come back fully onto the tax rolls. It's a tool that counties and cities use to encourage companies to invest in your jurisdiction.
Nice. Does this kind of relate to that power plant?
No, it's a separate issue.
Separate issue. Why do you think it's a good idea to have that storage facility?
Well, number one, you know, Texas has issues with its grid, and during peak times, particularly during real hot periods during the summer, real cold periods during the winter, I think the state is trying to address those issues, and they're incentivizing some of these projects. So it's an opportunity to take power off the grid when there's low usage and put it back on when there's peak periods.
Gotcha. And is Longleaf, is that going to be the company that's investing?
That's Watt Bridge. This is a different project. That's a gas-powered, natural gas-fired power plant, and it'll produce 600 megawatts of energy. That's a lot of energy, and so that will be a huge investment. So the one investment on the battery powered facility was like $80 million. This will be like $750 million investment. And it's something that is long term. So when you're gas powered off natural gas, it's something you can count on to produce power all the time. You know, it's not depending on the wind, it's not depending on sunshine. It's based on that natural gas.
Gotcha.
It'll be a huge plus to Angelina County and the school district, Lufkin ISD, and the ability to collect a lot of property tax off the project. Now there will be an economic development package to do tax abatement for a period of time. It'll probably be over 10 years. That's all the state allows you to do, and it'll be a graduated percentage during that time.
Gotcha. And so, just to make sure I'm not mixing the two, the energetic storage facility, is that what's going to be kind of powering the grid and storing energy, or is that's the other one?
Well, it will be placing power on the grid, and kind of it's a neat concept because they pay for the power they take off. And so the way ERCOT does the rate system If you take power, during off-peak times, it's cheaper. And then when you take it off at peak times, it costs more. It's vice versa. When you put power on during peak times, you get paid more for that power. And so what it's doing is allowing them to manipulate the grid. They're taking it off, paying for it, but taking it off in low peak times, storing that energy in these battery systems, and then back when the peaks come back up, they discharge out of those batteries back to the grid.
Gotcha. And is that something that you guys as commissioners sought out? Or is that something?
No, they actually sought us out. And so this is the second, there's two of these, so this is the second one. And they're both located at the same location, and they've both been approved for construction. So I'm assuming that will move forward fairly quickly.
Gotcha. And that one should be, I believe you guys said, completed by like 2026, December 31st. Okay. Cool. The $750 million investment, that's the power plant.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to
It's a 600 megawatt gas-fired power plant.
Got it.
And it's a peaking plant, so they'll only come online when you're in peak periods to put that electrical power on the grid during peaks. Like when it's hot summer or it's a real cold winter, things like that.
Nice.
Anytime ERCOT asks them to put power on the grid, that's what they'll do.
Would you say that this is kind of a way to make sure what happened in that harsh
Yes.
winter getting?
It's the state's, part of this, the funds is from the PUC to construct the power plant, Public Utility Commission, and so it's the state's effort to strengthen the power grid in the state of Texas.
Gotcha. And I know you said, is this one also affecting tax, like tax investment and tax rolls?
Yes, it's going to be a huge amount of value on the tax rolls, and it'll really impact the county's bottom line, plus the school district. And hopefully once that comes fully online after the tax abatements are occurred, you could see some lower tax rates in the county as they go down.
Gotcha. So I was going to ask, what can residents expect as a result from this, besides a better power grid?
Yeah, we'll get a better power grid and hopefully a lower tax rate once that comes fully online, 100% tax.